Hi guys, I thought today I would talk a little bit about Filofax sizes. You'll have to excuse if I get any funny lines across my face. It's one of those days today where the sun keeps going in and out and in and out, and I need to have the blind open to get the light in here, but then I get a stripy face. Anyway, Filofax sizes. Yes, I think what do we call ourselves? Planner addicts, planner nerds, whatever you like to call yourself. A newbie, maybe you're new to Filofax. If you've been Filofaxing for a while, you have probably got quite a few planners, let's face it. I don't really know many people who have been using a Filofax for a long time who don't have more than a few, planners. And I think for someone who's new to Filofax, they're probably like, what, why, huh? Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on sometimes, but, you know, for me, I like to regularly change my Filofax, like, with the seasons, with the wind, with the change of clothes. I don't know, I just like changing my Filofax. And over the years, I've changed the size of Filofax that I've used and why I've been using that size for that reason. And a lot of people in the Filofax world talk about planner peace, and I find that an interesting thing as well. And I don't know, for me, I've used different sizes for different reasons at different times in my life. So I just thought I'd sort of run through what I've used, when and why, and how it's changed. So I very first started with Filofax with this little one, and this one I need to check it because I always get the make wrong. It's the Botanic. It's the pocket size Botanic, and I bought this in 2002 approximately. I think it was 2002 when I left university to start in the world of work. I can't really remember when I bought it, to be honest with you. Someone who really knows their Filofaxes might say you've got your dates wrong, this wasn't even published then. I'm not sure anyway. So this was my first one, I know that for sure. And I bought this because I wanted a diary and one that I could, you know, change in and out of, the different inserts with. I bought this halfway through a year, so I kind of knew that I would be able to change my diary inserts around, and I used this for a long time. I used to use this for mainly just for my diary section, but I was regularly getting frustrated with the fact that I was working for someone else in an office full time, and I very rarely put anything on a weekday in it, you know, and come the weekend the boxes were teeny tiny, and that used to frustrate me no end. And I used to end up putting extra bits of paper in there for stuff that was going on in the weekend. And I'm talking about early years, before I realised you could print your own and design your own, before I realised that you could buy, you know, a day per page. I didn't need a day per page for the rest of the week for my diary, because I basically got up, went to work, came home. Occasionally I'd go to yoga in the evenings. So it was the weekends that I really needed it. And, you know, anything that was related to work stayed at work. I didn't need to bring any of that home. And if I had any to-do lists or anything like that at home, or anything personal at home, it just kind of used to go in here or in a notebook. I didn't blog then, I didn't have a YouTube channel then, so this kind of really suited my needs. But I found that the size was just too small. I mean, the pocket's really funny because the actual pocket, the outer of it is quite a nice chunky size, but the paper inside for me is just too small. I just couldn't get on with the size of it. So I decided to move up to a personal, and I bought the black personal identity, which I do not own anymore. I sold it, and I enjoyed using that. And I mean, I spent many years in this little beauty. It served me well for many years, but my circumstances changed. I dropped down from working full-time to part-time, and I went back to college to retrain. So I started to need stuff that would encompass more of my personal life in it, which the pocket size just did not do. And I went for the personal, and that was great because one of the things I love about Filofax, or shall we say ring-bound planners, is the fact that you can take things in and out and move things around. And that was what I found that I really needed when I started college, because I had college to sort out. I had, like, you know, assignments and homework, my college timetable and to-do lists, all of that kind of stuff, as well as my diary and general everyday life. And because of what I was doing at college, I was doing photography and design, and then I started to work more and more in that field, and I started a blog for my photography. So I just found that I needed a planner to have all of that stuff in it, and it was working really, really well for me, and I enjoyed that. And again, I used that for quite some time. I still found that I couldn't exactly find inserts that really matched what I wanted, which is why I ended up designing my own. But again, having that ring bound system really enabled me to change in and out, change things around, and I really enjoyed using the personal. Okay, so let's skip forward some time then. I no longer at college, no longer studying, I no longer have the photography blog, I no longer work for someone else, you know, so my needs kind of changed again, and I now work for myself and I work from home, and I found that I didn't need everything that I had in my personal, and I didn't need to take a planner out and about with me. And I've got quite big handwriting, and I was starting to throw myself more and more into the Filofax community and the Filofax world, and I had my Mrs. Brimble's blog and YouTube and all other sorts of stuff that I was kind of writing more and more for, and different things that I wanted to keep track of. Some stuff happened with my health that I wanted to keep track of. Excuse me. And I then switched to an A5 size, and the A5 size, and the A5 size I switched to was the Apex, and I bought this for an absolute steal from Amazon. I bought it for £15, brand new. I don't know if you can still get it at that price, because this was a while ago. Yeah, and I was using it for a long time. Really, really enjoyed using it, and I liked the A5, particularly the paper size, because you can write a lot on there, and it felt really roomy, and I didn't have to worry about having neat handwriting to fit in the small spaces and all that kind of stuff. And I pretty much convinced myself that I needed it. I convinced myself that A5 was the size for me, and I mean, it is quite big, it's quite chunky, you know, because obviously the paper is A5, the binder is bigger. And yeah, it was great, and most of the time it came around the house with me. It was either on my breakfast bar in the kitchen or up here in my office, open, and you know, I was really, really enjoyed using it. Then one day I broke my purse, and I needed a new purse, and I'd seen a lot of people on YouTube, on blogs and things, using the pocket size as a wallet or a purse, and I was in the right place at the right time. I happened to get this pocket Saffiano for free, so I decided to try using the pocket as my wallet. And I'm no longer using it because it's broken. I don't know what happened, but I've totally bust the rings. They are beyond repairable, but I still like it, so I still have it. Stupid, I know. So I was using the little pocket, and it wasn't until I started taking this little beauty out and about with me that I realised how much I was using the things that were inside it, like writing down spending, writing down notes, to-do lists, that kind of stuff, because I had paper in there and a pen. And it wasn't until I started taking it out and about with me that I realised, actually, am I missing something by having this big chunky one at home, when it's really rather handy to have this on you? And going to doctor's appointments and things like that, you've got your diary with you rather than having to go home and double check whether you're free or not. So that's when I decided to go back to using a personal size. And I've got a few personals. I've got a pink personal Finsbury, I have a ultraviolet personal Domino, and I have a purple Saffiano. And the Domino I'm currently using to house all the information about my pet's health and care. My Saffiano is kind of more dedicated to my health and well-being, and my pink Finsbury is empty at the moment. I also have a nude original personal, and my latest Filofax, or the one that I'm currently using, is the Malden in the ochre. Now, I decided before I was using this one, I decided to go back to using a personal size, and let me tell you, I don't know why I ever changed out of an A5 size. I am just flipping loving using a personal. For one thing, it still comes around my house with me, but I find the size is just so much more portable, and I can hold it better, and everything that I convinced myself that I needed about the A5 in fact isn't true. I told myself with the A5 that I didn't need to take anything out and about of the house with me. Now I'm taking the personal size out and about with me. It's blooming handy because I've got my diary with me, and I've got my notes, and I can just drop down to-do lists if I'm travelling and think of something. Blooming handy. And since my pocket wallet broke, I'm now putting my cards and things into my personal as well. So it's acting as a diary, a notebook, and a purse and wallet all in one, and it fits really nicely into my bag. And you know what, my writing, I'm getting everything that I need to write down into here. I think I'm not being as sloppy with my handwriting, I'm being a little bit more petite, and I'm finding that I'm not running out of room at all. I've got everything in here that I need to. I don't need to carry around loads of unnecessary information. I just have in here what I really, really need, and I'm just really, really, really enjoying using the personal again. And I kind of feel like, why on earth did you ever stop using the personal size? I don't know. I do not know, because I'm blooming loving it. So there we go. I just thought I would kind of share with you a bit of my Filofax size journey and how I've transitioned between them, so from pocket to personal to A5 back to personal again. And I do obviously still have my A5s. I have an A5 black Finsbury as well, which I use as a journal. So the phone interrupted my total chain of thought then. I very rarely get phone calls at this time of day on my mobile, but then as soon as you decide to make a video, the mobile goes. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at with my Filofax size journey and my transitions and things. As I said, my black Finsbury A5 I'm using as a journal, which is working quite lovely. And yeah, I'm really, really loving using the personal size again. I'm not going to get rid of any of my Filofaxes. I may get rid of a couple, sell off a bit of turf if I need to, but I'll probably only really sell off some if I want to buy some others. But you know, if there's something else that I would prefer, then I'll probably sell one of them in order to get it. But for now, I'm really happy with the ones I've got. And I really enjoy using the personal size at the moment and just seeing how it goes. My A5s will just sit on the shelf. I do have an idea of the Apex to turn that into more of a home management binder, which I've mentioned in previous videos. You know, kind of logging the decorating and the DIY and all of that kind of stuff in there. But we'll see. That's still a work in progress. Obviously, if I do end up setting it up properly like that, then I will share with you. But yeah, I just wanted to share like a little bit of a vlog on my journey and all of that kind of stuff. And I hope it's, if you're new to the Filofax community, interesting for you. And yeah, I'd always be interested in knowing your thoughts. You know, have you transitioned between the sizes, and how do you do that, and how do you fare? So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.